Welcome to No Notes. I'm Colby.
And I'm Alex.
And welcome to this week's episode.
So as always, we're going to begin with our tops and bottoms segment. So for those of you who don't know, that's how we catch up. We flip a coin to decide which one of us is going to discuss the top of the week. It's going to be a highlight, and the other will discuss a bottom or something that was just kind of icky. So we have a coin. If it lands on heads, it's going to be Colby that decides or that talks about the top of the week, and I'll discuss the bottom. Here we go. Is that tails?
That's tails.
So that means I discuss the top?
Yep.
All right. So my top of the week is my costume from Friday. It was the red, white, and royal blue poster. And I was told by Colby that it was, quote, basic. And I was like, no, I don't think it's going to be basic, because basic is something that everyone can do. And not everyone can do this because I'm a Mexican-American and my boyfriend, he's not British, but he's from the Commonwealth, Australian, which is like basically the same thing.
English penal colony.
Exactly. And we dressed up like the poster. So I had the American socks. He had the English socks. I had like this American little clip on my breast, and he had the tie and a sash. Mm-hmm. We sat in a couch and we had a photographer. Well, not a real one, but our friend. We had two of our friends.
For once, not me.
Exactly. We had two of our friends take a picture, and the other one was like holding the poster of the actual movie poster. So they were kind of directing us to how to sit, how close to be to the camera.
Oh, so you had like a physical poster behind you?
Not behind us. Someone was just holding it up so that we can compare and so that I could overlap.
Got it. I was trying to figure out how you recreated the image, like if there was a template for it.
Snapseed, no. I just put it's like the cover of the movie, and I just laid them on top of each other and then brushed it off. So that's how I was able to get the red, white, and royal blue signage above us. But
how many takes did it?
Oh, I have probably it was probably like 15 different images.
Okay. I just see you be like, Matt, no, do this.
Well, it was awkward because we have to stare at each other and smile, and we just started laughing. So if you look at the picture, he's really red because he's like giggling, and it's so awkward after like the first take. So we did like 10 minutes of pictures, but we ended up choosing the first one.
And what did I tell you about the photo?
You said you were dying.
Yeah, I said it was cute.
Yeah, what you originally said, it was, quote, basic, but no one can do this.
So I was imagining your...
I demand no apology.
Okay, I'm sorry. I imagined your take on it to be basic. To be fair, any outfit that you put together is built around the foundation that it's going to be taken off and you're just going to be left shirtless. So the version I was expecting you to wear was basic, but your delivery and execution of the movie poster style was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I'll post it again somehow because it was a story.
That one should live on your actual Instagram page.
It was the most interacted story I've ever had. I would say like at least a quarter of my followers like did something, like commented, like it. Yeah, it was immediate success.
Honestly, it's a little bit like gratifying too, because you felt like you should have been cast as Alex.
I am better looking than the actual character, so the actual actor.
Yeah, the actor.
So
yeah.
I mean, what can I say?
Well,
it's a loss for them, honestly.
Okay. Well,
and what's your bottom of the week?
My bottom of the week. We'll talk about this. I love horror. I love all things scary. I watched the part 1 of American Horror Story Delicate. Have you seen this?
It's the new American Horror Story.
Yeah. So there's American Horror Story and American Horror Stories, so this is traditional AHS. But this season features Kim Kardashian.
Oh no,
terrible.
Good.
Terrible.
Did you see the post that she was like, "These are my best friends"? It's like Ivanka Trump.
No,
you haven't seen it.
Horrifying.
God,
that should have been the real part of the horror storyline.
Yeah, that should have been a part of it. She's trash.
Yeah, just terrible actress. Honestly, they should have gotten Chris instead. She would have been better, more horrifying, I think.
She probably would have known like this has to be a success, and she would have known how to done it.
Yeah, the storyline's garbage. I don't know what Ryan Murphy is thinking with this season. And apparently part 2 is not coming for a while due to the writers' strike that they filmed and the first 5 or 6 episodes, and the rest is coming maybe not till early mid next year.
Did they release the entire 5 episodes?
Yeah, so that's the annoying part, is it left on this cliffhanger, and you were just going to wait till sometime next year to finish this horrible season.
Well, it seems like you're hooked.
No, that's trash. All right, well, I am very excited about this episode. I think this actually might be one of my favorites already, and we haven't even recorded it yet.
What is it?
So this is the Halloween episode, our first Halloween episode, I say. I think there'll be many more of these to come, hopefully. But I really love Halloween.
What's your, like, can you trace back to like why you and every other gay seems to love Halloween?
Okay, so here's the root of it. Halloween is inherently queer-coded.
Explain.
So if you think about this, it's like the one day of the year that everyone can dress up exactly how they want. Like this holiday is the original they, them, it's for the girls, gals, and theys. You know, like if you're on the DL and you want to dress up as Princess Peach, go for it. And it's okay.
And I will also say that All Hallows Eve, like the only way to ride it is with a limp wrist.
That's true. You gotta get that curvature.
Gay.
And you think about it more like the religious zealots, they hate it. You can watch all sorts of movies where the main villain is there to wreak havoc and kill straight breeders. And like, if you really think about it, who is one of the most sacred characters in all of the horror films? Can you think about it? Just like the stereotype.
Most sacred.
It's the like female virgin. And you know why? Because she hasn't committed the cardinal sin of heterosexual intercourse.
That's so true.
And furthermore, like, what's not gay about a man in a mask looking to commit like bodily harm?
Yeah, it could be done right. It could be a very, very. It could replace the underwear models at, like the packaging.
Yes.
In terms of hotness.
Yes, like Jason in a Calvin Klein ad.
Everyone talks about like the underwear packages, like having like that being awakening, but the hot guys on Halloween costumes, like the packaging, hot.
I think it's because you don't have to see their face, and a lot of times it's just body. It's like It's like the chest pick on a Grindr profile or something.
Yeah,
you can imagine them to be whatever you want them to be.
It's the precursor,
but it's just body.
Exactly.
I also think that Halloween is probably the number one night for role play sex.
Have you ever had sex with costumes?
Mm-hmm. You?
No. Well, I'm not a big like. I would start laughing. I mean, I think that like firefighters and all that kind of thing can be hard, or like tradesmen. But I think that it's better done on porn than it is in real life because it becomes kind of like comical at some point.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't a role play scenario. It was just in the costume.
What was the costume?
It was the year that we met.
The Boy Scout?
Yeah, that should be no surprise.
That's cute.
Yeah.
But I would start laughing. Because then at the end, I'd be like, here's a badge.
I think I earned it.
What if he's like, you have to try again? That was trash.
Here's a merit badge.
Oh God.
But no, I truly love Halloween. So I have never been the person that's really been into costumes. I have always loved sort of just staying home and watching horror movies. It's just my favorite. And this is another reason I think Halloween and horror are like a big hit with the gays. Our emotions are so squashed and repressed from kids that it's like our childhoods, that for once it's just nice to feel something, Yeah.
That, and also the only thing worse than our childhood are some of the stories in these horror films.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite?
So if we're talking like what horror movie do I think is like the best horror movie, it's probably Sinister. Like I think it's just a truly like scary story and a fairly original storyline. But my favorite horror movie is on the campier side. It's Cabin in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that one. I have seen Sinister, and I always think about the lawnmower scene.
Yeah, a whole generation is traumatized
Yeah.
about lawnmowers from that movie.
Yeah.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I think one that comes to mind is The Conjuring, because it's such a good, I don't think it's the best movie ever, but I think it's like a classic.
The first one?
The first one, where it has like a lot of really good jump scares, and it's just filmed so well. Like all the spinning of the cameras, these like long shots, the acting is good. Sometimes you just see, I remember there was like one child that it's just focused on, and you just see her crying probably for like a minute. You don't see what's like behind the camera.
Yeah.
It's done very well.
And I like the universe of that. Like it's not just a singular storyline. They've built in a lot of other characters that were expansions, like the Annabelle storyline and the Nun. So I think that is a pretty good one.
Yeah. Are there any movies that like traumatized you as a kid?
For sure. So the movie It was banned from our house as a kid. Like I banned it. My parents had to keep it we had like a secondary garage, like separate from our house. And that VHS had to live out there. And I was always afraid to go in that garage because you could see it on one of the shelves, just like the little peak of Pennywise the clown's face on it. And I really hate clowns. Can't stand them. I mean, apart from you, but
I was going to say, you love drag queens.
It's true.
Well,
because I'm surrounded by clowns more than I thought.
As a kid, I was traumatized by The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I grew up in a Catholic household, so like religion was always dug into me.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, I think there was like a lot of promotion about it being like a true story. So at the time when it came out, I thought it like everything was, real. So I was like, fuck, this chick was like possessed, and it was terrifying to me.
We could probably use an exorcism, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. I think what would that do to you? Nothing.
I mean, I think my head would definitely spin around and start projectile vomiting, but honestly, that's me on a Friday night anyway.
Yeah, you'd for sure have sex with a priest. Meow, meow, meow.
Sounds like a good time. One of the questions I had for you is, if you had to be a horror movie villain, who would you be and why?
Probably Carrie.
Really?
Yeah. Because she's like supernatural. She has like these powers. So it's like the closest thing we have to a superhero.
Okay.
Like, I guess supervillain.
But like, what would you do with that?
Kill people. Like if someone merges into my lane too early or like nearly hits me, I'd be like, yeah! And then just like take them out.
Explodes.
They explodes. Yeah. What about you?
I think I would love to be who I was for Halloween this year, which is Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to be a burn victim, but I love the idea of being in people's like nightmares.
I think you are.
I hope so.
Who's the little twink that? Oh, never mind.
I think he has basically like 14-inch acrylic nails, and he gets to haunt people's dreams and do whatever he wants. Like, tell me that's not faggoty.
Yeah, super faggoty.
I think I'd be great at it.
Yeah, I feel like you'd also come up with really creative ways to kill people in their dreams.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Did you ever have a costume as a childhood? Like, or in your childhood, did you ever dress up as something that, or you wanted to dress up as something that like your parents prohibited?
My parents were pretty loose with like whatever I would wear. So transparently, as a kid, I wore costumes a lot year round. Like, I loved to dress up. I was a theater gay. Truly.
No. You didn't tell me. I don't know about this.
Yeah, and like main character all the time. I've been like tons of shows.
Oh my God. What are some of the shows you're in that you're the main character?
Tumbleweeds.
Don't know it.
And that one was a good one.
Were you a tumbleweed?
No.
Oh.
There was a space one that was based on the like Space Odyssey movie. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a spinoff of it. And then I was the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. But I very obsessed with dressing up as a kid. And so my favorite was that I would wear like the Power Range costumes. And I had every single color of it. My favorite oscillated between the pink and the white. But what I was notorious for was dressing up as the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. And I would ride around on a little broom around the house and just go up to my mom or dad and like point at them and be like, I'll get you and your little dog too.
That was last week.
So, yeah, I mean, that was basically my whole childhood. So what about you? What did you want to be?
I always wanted to be superheroes, but I felt like I never could because I was brown. You know, like what are they?
Sad.
Like Cyclops, I can't be brown Cyclops.
Why not?
I don't know. I just always felt like that's why red, white, royal blue was so like
you felt represented.
Exactly.
And this is why representation matters.
Yep. Right here. I never felt like I could do these other things. So I was always like a ninja or something.
That's so sad because you would see something on the screen and you're like, I can't be that because they're not my skin tone, and I can't be that because I'm a faggot.
Exactly.
That's so sad for you.
Oh well, I'm got over it now.
I'm so sorry, Chica.
We live and we learn.
Like,
made me stronger.
So you wanted to be who again?
Cyclops.
Why Cyclops? Like, why one-eyed?
No, like he had
the
two
X-Men.
eyes.
I know, but he wears the little one-eyed thing to limit his vision.
Honestly, I thought he was attractive.
There we go.
The root of everything.
And of course, simping for a white man.
I know.
Traitor. So also another reason I love Halloween. It was like one of our first hangouts.
Yeah. So we met, I think it was either late September or...
It was like a week or two before like Halloween, right? Maybe 3 weeks.
It was the Bluegrass Festival in San Francisco. I think it's the first week of October. So I think you're right. 3 weeks earlier.
We hadn't hung out a lot.
No. And I don't think that actual hang up, like, I don't think it did anything for our friendship.
It was a weird night because I had my group of fairly new friends because I'd only been in the city for like 4 months at that point. And basically everyone I knew was invited to come hang out. And what was weird is when I moved to San Francisco, I met a cohort of people that basically had all just moved here fairly recently too and didn't have a lot of other friends. So Halloween was an opportune time for us to like all go out and do something together. Then, of course, you came and your boyfriend at the time, and then your extended friends of drag queens.
Yeah, and I don't think... It was just a lot of different types of personalities, and it wasn't the best for people to get to know each other.
Yeah.
Because now you are friends with, those drag queens.
Yeah, totally.
But at the time, it was just kind of everyone was not clear about, like, how to talk to one another.
We weren't girls yet.
Exactly. Why didn't I dress up as a Boy Scout? I know I got the text message.
I don't know. You probably just didn't want to.
Yeah, I wanted to do what I ended up doing, which was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And at that time, I will say that I want this noted for the record. I was the first person to have that spandex Spider-Man. No one else had it.
Your ass looked great in it.
Yeah, everyone was asking to take pictures. Everyone was asking me, where did I get it?
Icon.
Once again, trendsetter.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I thought my outfit was great, or my little group's outfit.
There's 4 or 5 of you guys
as Boy Scouts. And what's crazy about that is that I went to the actual Boy Scout store. It's like 40 minutes out of the city to buy all those outfits. And did you know that? Like that you can just go to the store and anyone without any sort of... Like I thought there would be like some sort of verification that you're like in a troop or a troop leader, that you can go buy all these costume or the outfits and badges. It's really weird, right? That like you can just go buy that.
Yeah, the badges especially because those are things that you're supposed to earn.
Right.
I'm also kind of disappointed. Well, it makes sense now, but you didn't make those more sexy.
What do you mean?
Like you could have cut off the sleeves, made it a crop top.
Like
you just took the product from the store, put it on.
I mean, I wore little, ironically, steel shorts.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. So they're like...
I knew I hated you. I knew I hated you.
But okay, to be fair, this was 2019, but also it's because they were tight fitting and short. So
You little slut.
exactly.
You're a slut.
I thought it was a little slutty of an outfit, but I hear what you're saying. More skin could have been revealed, but you know what? I have bigger arms than I did then. I have bigger tits than I did then. So maybe you won't have to do it again.
You've grown. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
As a person and physically. So how was your Halloween weekend this year?
Yeah, it was okay.
What did you do?
Hung out with you.
You didn't do anything Friday?
No, so here's the thing. As a kid, I hated when Halloween wasn't like the Friday or Saturday, right?
I still do.
No, as an adult, it's fantastic because again, my idea of Halloween is like sitting home and watching the horror movies. So in this case, right, where like the big weekends before Halloween, I can have the parties with all the adults on the weekend, and then this coming week, I can do my usual thing of watching all the horror movies I want to watch without the pressure of feeling like I need to be out at a party doing something.
Oh, I see.
So this setup is like ideal for me as an adult. So we had we went to our big event last night, and now I can spend the rest of the next couple of days just doing what I like to do for Halloween.
So what movies are you going to watch for actual Halloween?
So I've already watched the new Five Nights at Freddy's.
Friday night? No, I haven't.
It's the game. You've never played this game?
Mm-mm.
You are like a security guard at an abandoned like Chuck E. Cheese sort of establishment. And the animatronics, they move throughout the night. They're basically on there like coming to kill you while you're managing the security guard office. And you have limited reserves to like close the door of the office or turn on the lights, which is when they stop moving. And you have to like manage all those resources over a couple of hours to survive the night.
This is a game?
It's a game, but now it's a movie with Josh Hutcherson. Can't say that.
The guy from Hunger Games?
Exactly, PETA. It was all right. It wasn't great, but what I'm very excited about to watch tonight is The Nun 2. I haven't looked at the ratings for it, but I really liked The Nun 1.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
There was a couple of good scares and a couple of great shots.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was just...
Yeah, the storyline's kind of weak and all that, but I feel like there's pretty good cinematography in the Nun series. Like, it's very dark.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, she's kind of a drag queen. So, I don't know. It'll be fun.
Yeah. I could see Alaska Thunderfuck definitely playing the main role.
I think you had a more eventful Halloween weekend so far. So, what was yours like?
So, I did... Friday, I went to a house party. That's where I did my red, white, royal blue. Mm-hmm. Surprised everyone knew me. Like, as soon as they saw me and Matt, they're like, "Oh my God, are you guys red, white, and royal blue?" So that's what made it like really fun. But it was just like a chill hangout. There's probably like 30 to 40 people that came and went. Mm-hmm. And then Saturday, I did a pregame. It was a pirate party. So luckily I had a pirate.
Tell me more about this pirate party.
So first of all, they're straight.
Was this the girls that I've met, or
so these are law school buddies.
Oh, so your straight friends?
Yeah, they're my straight friends.
Oh,
that live a couple blocks from my place in Mission. So everyone was dressed up as a pirate. It was outdoors. They have this like bar that they built themselves. It was good. It was probably like 20 people. People were just shooting the shit. They had pirate music, which was the worst part.
That sounds fucking horrible. And I don't even know, like Pirates of the Caribbean kind of stuff.
So yes, they had some of that stuff, but some of them are just like people singing. So it sounded like someone was outside singing. Like there was no actual instruments. They're like, whoa, ho, 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 sort of stuff. It's awful. Like chanting.
Also, you're kind of an asshole if you have a Halloween party or really any party with that tight of a theme where it's like for Halloween, you should have some flexibility to dress how you want to dress. But the fact that you'd have to buy a costume just to go as a pirate and to hang out with straights, that is a nightmare in itself.
Yeah, but Halloween, what's your like thought process of getting a costume together? Because when I go to a gay event, I'm going to dress a certain way for Halloween.
So there's general rules around this, actually, like for gay costumes. So for gay costumes, right, if you're a top, it's a harness and whatever accessory you want. If you're a bottom, it's a jock strap and whatever accessory
That's
you
not
want.
correct.
And if you're verse, you actually just wear the full costume, like whether it's scary, funny, whatever. Those are the general rules.
That's not true.
What were you wearing last night?
No harness.
Well, because you lent it out to someone.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have worn it.
But in theory, you were bare chest and a mask, so aka the accessory. Whereas our buddy was wearing a harness and he had the little
Maleficent horns.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, there's some truth to that.
And I had the jockstrap and the claw. So I think
I didn't see that. I don't think you ever pulled out the jockstrap.
it was like slightly raised in the back.
No, you got to do a better job. You got to lower. You
Just
got to
bend
get like
over.
the low rise. Just cut the top off.
I could have just worn just the jockstrap. I'll just go assless next
You
year.
wouldn't have been alone. There was many people like that.
I know.
What were the top? So, what did you expect to be like the most popular costume going into it?
Well, I knew that there would be a lot of unoriginal people.
Barbie.
Ken and Barbie.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming. Did you even see a good one last night?
No, it was either going to be the retro skater one and the rollerblades, or it's going to be the rodeo.
I just know that any of the people dressed as like the Ken and Barbie theme, Disney gays, because they're the only people that would find that like ironic or original to be like, guess what we're going for as Halloween guys, Ken and Barbie.
And they do missionary and they think that's kinky.
With the light, like the fun time is when they put the lights on. Yeah, like that's like really kinky.
Yeah, they last 2 minutes tops.
Honestly, efficient. You know what costumes I was surprised to see a lot of though, and I don't know why. I guess like there was a lot more Mario than I expected.
No, that's one we see put them away.
So that's the thing. We see it so often that, and I guess there was like the Mario movie. So, but like, why do gays love the Mario movie?
It's two of them, and they love a good mustache. Trace it back to the Pixar dad from Inside Out.
That's fair, but you had a good point that there like were hardly any Princess Peaches, which seems like such an obvious choice.
Right. And, a lot of gays dress up as women, but for some reason, Princess Peach is not as common as you'd think.
Yeah. Were there any costumes that you were surprised by or thought you would see?
So I was surprised how common Britney Spears with a knife, like the amount of
yes.
Like I after I thought about it more, I was like, that makes sense. It came out this year. Britney's an icon, but there's dozens and dozens of Britneys with knives.
What's really frustrating about a lot of gays too, and we know someone like this, is that they will pick the most random ass character. Like it'll be like this random Melanie from episode 19 of this random show at minutes 23 and 15 seconds. And you're just supposed to know who that is.
And they think it's so funny.
So funny.
They think they're the smartest person. It's like, no, you're unoriginal.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If you rely on having to explain to everyone what your costume is, you have failed.
Yeah.
The delivery is done.
It'd be, I don't know why they think it's intelligent. It's not. They got to put it away.
You know whose costumes I loved last night?
Who?
Michael and Frankie.
Yes. So one thing you can
Did you know what it was at the time?
No, because I saw them separately.
So and so quickly.
I saw them separately, and then it wasn't until they posted a picture on
them together.
It was Isabella with Lizzie McGuire, famous
a movie that you quote frequently.
Very recently, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I think any Hillary Duff costume or Lizzie McGuire can never be done too much.
So here's the exception to if you have to explain it. If you're a couple or you're going as friends together and then together the whole concept makes sense, that's the pass. And they delivered.
They did, the same periwinkle, I don't know, and green with the wigs. It was amazing. And one of them had the microphone. Oh, icons. Love them.
We need to... So the thing that's also like really frustrating about Halloween for me is that first of all, I'm just not that sort of creative.
Yeah.
Like that's
We know.
which is weird because I love fashion, but I like the thought of like making myself weirder or monstrous or something doesn't come natural.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed with my specific outfit.
I thought it looked good.
It
I mean, you're
looked-
relying on your body, but that's something
Well,
new.
I didn't at first.
I thought you looked good with the mask on, and I'm glad that you wore it for a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was funnier, seeing it like a hot Jason. That would be a good costume. So I was Jason from, the horror
Friday
films.
the 13th.
Exactly. And I originally wore the mask with a white tank top tucked into blue jeans, jean vest.
The most clothes
Boots.
I've ever seen you wear.
Yes, and I thought I thought it was sexy, but kind of close to what Jason was wearing. Maybe not. But then I ended up just taking off the shirt, the tank, and the
So that's
vest.
what I was getting at. At all of these sort of parties, it's hot, you're dancing, you're going to be taking all this shit off. There's nowhere for you to put your stuff. Coat check is limited. Like, where are you supposed to put your plastic knife?
Yeah.
Or like in my case, I was Freddy Krueger. My hat was getting really like hot.
Also, what's the point of bringing these like props to an event? So we went to. Should we just reveal where we went to?
Yeah.
So we went to Ghost Palace by Electrolux. They're a burner group. They have done these sort of events for Halloween. It's been called Ghost Ship at Pier 70. This year it was at Palace of Fine Arts,
Which is an amazing venue.
Amazing
And I
venue.
honestly had no idea there was that whole warehouse. It was more like an airport hangar kind of.
It looked exactly like a hangar, a really long, hangar.
like metal warehouse kind of space.
Huge.
What do they do? Like, what is that space for?
I have no idea. I've never been in there, so I don't know what it's for.
Because even like weddings or stuff would be really weird to host in it.
Also, it's not cute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like, what would you do with that space?
It could have also been an old remnant of like
The World's Fair
or like a
I don't
World
think so, though.
War, like because I could definitely see some sort of like area for nuclear radiation protection.
I don't know. It was a strange space, but amazing for that kind of party. Like the decor and everything was
You show
amazing.
up and it's just decorated. It looked like a carnival at some point. There was tons of mini rooms with different concepts from dancing to more like culture. It was a great event.
the venue.
Yeah, the venue. Yeah, venue was amazing. But where was I going with this?
We were just saying what we went to last night.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's like our no notes segment of this is just our thoughts on this big party that we went to last night. And I think this is a departure for me from the previous years. Again, when I do rarely go out on Halloween, we've done like the Castro crawls and all that sort of thing, which the bar scene on Halloween's like any of the other major holidays is always a bit of a shit show. They're already packed. And then on Halloween, even more so, everyone's in their costumes. Takes forever to get drinks. So this was quite different because this was like a massive space. And I think they were saying that around 3,000 people were expected to come to this.
I think they sold over 4,000 tickets.
That's crazy. And this place was a labyrinth. I mean, they had multiple DJ stages, quote, cuddle puddle rooms with like couches. There were face painting stations,
Mushroom Lounge,
a silent disco area,
major dance floors for like actual DJ sets,
crazy laser light setup,
huge multi-story vehicles that actually go to Burning Man.
Yes, exactly.
So
that was
old.
really cool to see that. I wish we'd gotten in some of them, like
Yeah.
especially the one that was like
Bouncing around.
the blimp thing.
Oh yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, so it was as much of a like party as it was like an art piece. They had tons of art pieces. I mean, this is what Electrolux is known for, like their art pieces with the parties and the culture. It's great.
The burners, like they throw great parties. Like the other, we love Glamcocks.
Glamcocks.
That one in LA is like one of our most memorable ones.
Yeah,
I think
Breakfast of Champions is also
that we do on New Year's Day.
right.
Yeah.
So all the Burning Man groups, they know how to party.
Yeah. So shout out to the burners because we're probably never going to Burning Man, but we love your parties.
Yeah. So, what kind of notes do you have for Electrolux?
Okay. Here's my biggest complaint. I don't know per se if the music sucked, but the way they had arranged this, like number one, the acoustics were shit. in that building, which are, I think, probably just a part of the building. But I felt like we spent the whole night trying to chase good music.
Yeah, no, I would agree. So the main stage was playing, it was playing music. It was playing some good.
There were sounds coming out.
Yeah, it was technically music. We were vibing with it at the beginning.
Were we?
At some point,
the first few minutes, yeah.
We were there, we're bouncing around, whatever. But at some point, they transitioned to...
were they trying to do shows or something?
I don't know. I don't know if it was an announcement. I did see people come out. I saw flames at some point. But the weird thing is, the stage wasn't that elevated. So beyond a certain distance from the stage,
you couldn't see it. So it didn't matter what they were doing on it.
And it'd be one thing if it were like 5-10 minutes. It wasn't.
Right. And so here's how you know it was fucked up. You should never see like 90% of the people in the main stage area departing from the main stage area throughout the night.
Yeah.
But it's like they kept doing announcements or transitions, and I'd be like vibing to a song and it would just stop like and switch to a new one. Like not a clean transition. It's like this DJ, it was like their first time DJing. Really terrible for a main stage. Yeah. But then there were like all the little pop-up rooms, right? And ironically, as we talked about Ken and Barbie, there was Barbie World.
That was, music-wise, that was the room with the best music, but it was small. And so, because it was called Barbie World, everyone wanted to go. And guess what happened? It got overcrowded. It got too hot.
It smelled like an armpit in there.
It smelled like an armpit. But the worst part is, because it's Halloween, everyone's fucking costume kept punching me in the face, balls. Everything.
Oh, yeah. I got hit with wings a couple of times.
Yeah. Drinks spilled by the same people. I hate them. If you were dressed as a devil and an angel for Halloween, I'm looking for you.
And for whatever reason, there was someone with a twisted rabbit. Like it was similar to the Donnie Darko one, but I think it might actually be from The Purge. I can't remember, but they were just off in a corner, just staring at us, and it was really messing with me.
Yeah. Well, a few years ago, Ghost Ship, which again, same party at Pier 70. There, I was dancing in like the main stage. It was really good, and out of nowhere, this person in a costume. She was like a hag. She had these like wings, and she had this awful makeup that made her look like she was like melting.
What was her Halloween costume?
So this woman just comes out of nowhere and starts like hacking, like, rah, rah, and they called her the Trip Fairy. And it's supposed to, like, her entire joke is that she makes people who are hallucinating, like, have a bad trip. I'm like, that's awful.
Awful.
Why would you do that?
Honestly, I hate when people want to be something like scary for Halloween. Like, campy, funny, sexy. I'm on board with that. But we have enough horror in our day-to-day lives. I don't need it on Halloween.
That's also, like, people are going to be descending into madness for several hours now. Like,
yeah.
You just ruined their Halloween, maybe life.
Yeah. No, the Ken or Barbie World room was fun. Should have been bigger.
Yeah.
They should have put that DJ at the main stage. This is our common theme for us. They should just hire us to tell them which DJ goes where.
If your music is poppy, upbeat, guess what?
Main stage.
Everyone wants to dance that.
No one wants your like weird brand of circuity shit on the main stage. You can get that anywhere. They want the pops. They like beats. They want the divas.
Yeah. Upbeat, disco.
Give us Dua Lipa, Gaga.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
Yeah. They also had other different types of music. So they had a silent disco. What'd you think about that?
Okay. So this was my first silent disco, and I have really been wanting to do it for a while. And I hated it.
Why?
So for me, with like my costume, it was really difficult to keep the headphones on because I had a hat and I had the Freddy glove on. So like trying to manage all that was just a lot. Also, I don't know what the other stations were, but the one that I'm assuming you picked sucked.
Fuck you. It was pop music.
But like 90s pop. And is not what I'm trying to hear on that kind of night. It would have been cool for like if we were just drinking at home with like a group of people, but like a rave sort of night, I'm not trying to listen to Backstreet Boys.
But also, you could listen to anything you wanted.
Right, but we're like dancing as a group, so I can't be the one man out.
I honestly, I picked the blue headset because I like the color blue, and just by chance, it was playing 1990s pop music.
So it on top of everything else, I was just like, this is killing my vibe. And so here's the other thing. Every time we left that main stage, it turned the fuck up. Like the laser lights were like insane level, 50 of them going, and I just felt like, what are we missing out on?
Yeah, so we saw it, we would hear the music, we looked over it, amazing laser shows, so we'd walk to it.
And I was hearing Ibiza level like sounds, like music.
We'd start walking towards there, and then they stopped the music and then put another fucking performance. It felt like SpongeBob in that episode where he was waiting for the bus to get back to Bikini Bottom.
Oh my God. We just kept missing the bus.
Do you know the next DJ set?
So, like I said, we spent the whole night chasing music, and if anyone from the Electrolux group listens to this, you need to fix this next year.
Yeah, more consistent,
and do something about the acoustics. I don't know. They need some like sound padding sort of
I don't know
stuff.
if they can fix that. It's the venue. It's definitely the venue. It was a cool venue. I would be okay with the acoustics as long as the music was more consistent.
Yeah, like if it were things that were more familiar, maybe you would at least know what you're hearing. But I was hearing noise, but I couldn't interpret most of it. It was really weird. I did want to say, because I forgot about this when we were talking about costumes. You know what we should have went as?
Us two or a
no, our group.
Can I get a hint?
It's French.
No, I don't know.
We should have done the Parisian bed bugs.
Oh, did you see that on TikTok?
Yes.
I'm
obsessed.
So
why didn't we think of that?
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Like, and you basically could just wear nothing. You just wear like a little, have the French mustache and maybe a little bug thing on your head, like the little antenna.
No one would have gotten that. We have to be as full on roaches.
The bugs aren't roaches.
So hot. We would have been so hot, but it would have been so fun. The berets.
Well, we still have time.
Oh God. So
we have to find something to do tonight.
Yeah.
As Parisian bed bugs. What else about the Electrolux party?
I loved the non-music stages. So there was one room they're having seances. Every time I went into
the door was closed.
Yeah, it was like ritual in progress. I'm like, what are the sacred rituals?
You just felt left out.
I felt left out. No one asked me.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Also, we should have played the video games. There was like an arcade room.
Would you ever play a Ouija board?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm not superstitious really. It's weird though. I'm not superstitious, and we can come back to this about where you're going with this, but I can guarantee you that I would survive a real life scenario of a horror movie because I hear one noise, I see something misplaced. My Poppers bottle has been relocated. My ass is gone, leaving all of you behind.
I definitely see you as the person who dies second to last.
No, the gay character never dies. That'd be homophobic.
What? When?
Name a time when the gay character's been killed.
Do you remember in a Scary Movie 1 when Michael Jackson is in the scene? It's like, wah! And then they kill him.
Okay, that's not a horror movie. And if you think about it, even in the second Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy is obsessed with a gay character, but he doesn't kill him. He wants him to be the real life, or to be like the real world Freddy, to kill for him. So no, like being gay is like the safe choice. And again, it's because horror is inherently queer.
Yeah, I was also, even the new Scary Movie, like the lesbian character
lives,
got stabbed, but she didn't die.
I would be like Brenda in Scary Movie. Like I would beat that skeleton's ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just bones.
I feel like, we'd be like Cindy and Brenda. I just like die every other movie.
But I'm not looking out for anyone else. Like you're on your own. Yeah. Like, sorry, love you, but it's a solo mission. Got to make sure.
No, I still feel like you the movie, the type of movie you'd be in though would be Final Destination.
Good. So back to Ouija boards. Why? Have you never played with one?
I've never played with one, and I am kind of afraid to try one.
Why?
I don't know.
You're not religious.
I'm not religious, but I feel like I am traumatized by religion.
Okay, so you still hold on to some of that superstition.
It's kind of hard not to. Like waking up at 3 a.m., it's hard for me. I have to tell myself like it's nothing. Again, Emily Rose kept waking up at 3:30. It's like the witching hour. And so for years I would have to turn around my alarm clock so that I didn't know the time. Like,
oh my God.
It traumatized me.
I just know that you're going to get a lot of practice at this because when like our other bestie inevitably dies at a young age, we're going to use Ouija board to talk to him.
Yeah, he's just going to be like, bring me Coke. Cause of death.
But there were so many things at that venue that I felt like we should have participated in. And
what was something that you wish that you could have participated in?
So one thing I always love when we have those long nights is we inevitably end up having these like heart to heart conversations. We didn't have that last night, and that would have been a cute moment on the cuddle puddle room.
Yeah, it was also kind of hard because it wasn't the typical people that we're with.
Yeah.
And so we just come off as weird if we do that.
Yeah. There
was also the Mushroom Lounge.
That room was actually cool. They had people on stilts in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like characters on stilts to interact with you.
There was a lot of Instagrammable moments, I will say. Like a lot of places to take pictures at. There was some sort of installation where you could fake graffiti. It was like all digital.
I saw that. Yeah.
I just draw a giant penis.
So original.
I know, but so good.
Do you know what one looks like?
No. Yeah, your dad shows me all the time.
Gross.
God, I was gonna do. I forgot my train of thought.
Those few brain cells are pulling their weight today.
I'm exhausted. I left at 1, but I didn't get to sleep till like 2 a.m. and my internal clock just like back at like 7 o'clock. I was like waking up every like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Until I just got out.
Well, it was a fun event. I think we should go to whatever version of it exists next year.
Yeah.
But I hope they take some feedback and improve it.
Yeah. I will say that the crowd too is different than our typical queer party. It was very queer, but the crowd was...
It was a little straighter than I expected.
But I thought it was kind of good.
It's good as long as they recognize that it's a queer event.
Yeah. I will say that.
And I feel like it did feel like that.
It did feel like that. It was very queer coded everywhere, but it was more mixed.
Yeah, because to your point, people were like just walking around in jock straps.
Tons. Like I was looking back at some of the videos I'd taken, the crowds, just gays.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple of women.
Yeah, like the straights, you can come. It's just know your place.
Yeah, sit in the corner. Don't do anything.
Exactly.
Don't talk.
Mm-hmm. Unless spoken to.
So should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
What kind of person would you recommend this party to?
Electrolux. I mean, as always, the they, thems, the it's, that whole crowd will love it. If you're into a big sort of rave environment, if you love Instagram worthy sort of places, can't say I recommend it for the music though.
Yeah. I would recommend it to the girl who lives in Europe for a year after college.
Yeah, it's like Burning Man light.
Yeah. Yeah. It was given dust.
Like if you're into natural medicines, you will love this event.
Yeah. If you're into chiropractic, you'd love this event.
So true. Well, as always, it was a great weekend with you.
Same.
So
we'll see you guys all next week.
Yep. See ya.
Mwah.
Hey, it's Colby and Alex here. Thank you for listening to No Notes.
If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to follow us wherever you get your podcasts and share with your friends.
You can also follow us on Instagram at No Notes Pod, one word, where you'll find updates on new episodes and see more into our lives and the stories that we share with you on this show.
Your support means the world to us. Until next time, keep it real and keep it queer.